Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Mike Armstrong podcast show. And this afternoon or evening, depending on which time you're on, we're joined by Alison Forche, who is from Gerber LLC, based in Columbus, Ohio, in the USA. How are you doing today, Alison? You okay?
Yeah, I'm great. How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm doing very well, thank you. Living my best life. So you know.
Likewise.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. And how is COVID situation at the moment with you? Are you going back into lockdown, or you're still out of lockdown, or what?
Yes, we emerged from lockdown and we have not returned. And our numbers are indicating that hopefully it will not be necessary to return to lockdown. And we'll just slowly be able to open more access as the numbers hopefully trend in a downward direction.
Yeah. Well, the bad news for us is we just got back into a lockdown. It's not as tight as the original lockdown, but it's a regulated, restricted sort of situation. Like that's I think it's happened a lot in Wales, which is where I'm from, which is next to England. But I think it's happening a bit in England as well. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think.
Well, it's so impactful from so many different perspectives, but we work with business owners, and from the perspective of business owners who don't have an element of their business that is not dependent upon having customers in person, it's absolutely devastating.
Yeah.
So we are working very, very hard to avoid having to return to that situation in our communities.
Yeah, brilliant. So tell us a little bit about what you do currently, and also if you've done anything particularly different during the lockdown situation and since COVID, or have you just been trucking along as normal, really?
Yeah, so we are a professional services firm and we work specifically with business owners, first generation entrepreneurs, to help them build great businesses and live happier lives. And we have continued to be steady with work during COVID. When the shutdown occurred, we did work from home. So our team transitioned to working remotely. And that transition went very well. When we were able to return and be together again, we returned as quickly as possible. With respect to the guidance that we provide to our over 200 business owner clients, we remained very, very busy, and we were in constant communication, divvying up our clients amongst our team to be checking in with our business owners about their businesses, the status of their businesses, their cash flow, and all of the immediate needs that they had regarding how the shutdown was impacting them. So we have been very privileged to stay busy and strategizing and giving guidance to our business owners to help them during the shutdown and pivoting and making decisions and understanding the timing of the decisions that they needed to make, and then helping them emerge once the shutdown was lifted. The big exciting news for our business is that with the shutdown, we took a program that we were delivering in person and via Zoom that was a year-long program called our Emerging Entrepreneur Experience. And we transitioned it so that we could offer a completely virtual option to that program. So that program is now available to anyone in the world, any business owner, to gain all of the information and all of the learning that we were delivering in that 1-year program to them to move through independently on their own timing with all of the same great benefits of scaling their business from hundreds of thousands to millions in revenue.
Okay. Yes, that's interesting. So are you like an accountancy firm sort of thing? Yeah, you help people with their bookkeeping and that, but also with things like their financial management and their growth and that sort of thing?
Well, so our program is laid out into 9 modules of content. And these are all of the critical building blocks that your business needs to have implemented to scale with good health. So we are helping business owners to create sustainable scalability that is predictable and is at the right rate of growth for them. So we dive into content about creating or recreating your business plan, refining your business plan depending on the business owner. So core values of the company, mission, vision, values is where we begin. We get into cash flow and cash flow forecasting. Many business owners don't understand the difference between their, how to cash flow forecast, the 13-week forecast, and they don't understand the intricacies and the interplay of their personal balance sheet versus their business balance sheet. Capital structure, capital funding. So what's your entity structure of your business? We talk about hiring and firing and really the optimal way to go about creating processes in your business so that you get good people on your team, you get A players. We talk about branding and marketing, so operational issues in your business and understanding how to create a great operational roadmap of accountability and leadership so that everyone in your business is working together on the same goals and ultimately growing your business because they're all on the same page.
Yeah, definitely. Do you help them with things like financing and funding for their growth? Because I met somebody who is in the States who I think lends people from 2 million to 200 million or something. He's a investment capital firm, and he helps
Sure.
their businesses to grow as well. So would that be a good introduction for somebody like yourself, and you could introduce
Yes.
those to your clients?
Yes, absolutely. Now, we don't personally work in that space. That's not our expertise. Our expertise is in helping you understand the different types of funding that are out there for a business owner and what each type of funding means for that business owner, because many business owners hear about those types of funding, those less traditional types of funding, but they don't understand for their business what that means and what that means for them as the decision maker and the business owner. So in our teaching and our guidance, we're helping them understand those nuances. And then with respect to our network of individuals, we help to connect as a part of our program. We're creating an ecosystem of not only entrepreneurs, so others that you connect with and that you go through your learning with, who can be great resources for you and can give you great ideas and feedback about your business, but also strategic partners like that who are going to be able to give you assistance in areas of expertise that are not what Gerber does. So
Yeah.
yes, we are definitely a connector for attorneys, CPAs, insurance providers, because those are all people that our business owners need experts on their advisory team to be helping them run a great business
Yeah.
and accomplishing all of their goals.
Yeah, brilliant. And I'm a connector of people and connector of dots, if you like. So as and when I'm a big networker, and as and when I get people on my podcast, I always bear in mind or introduce people to people in my network, or try and put people together a bit like a matchmaker, because certain businesses should be doing business with each other. And once you've been I've been in sales and marketing for 32 years. I've been in networking heavily for probably 20 years, and so sometimes it's obvious that either personalities are going to blend, or collaborations, or opportunities. This person leverages this person's contacts or that person's contacts. So there's certain people in certain industries that always do business with each other, like architects and builders, or tradespeople and property developers. There's always certain people that go well together.
Absolutely. And I am absolutely like-minded. It's important to us that we're connecting our business owners with those people who can support the growth of their business and all of the great things that they're doing to build a great business. And, to give our strategic partners opportunities to provide those types of services. So
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah, definitely. And some people aren't that way inclined, so the more you can help them, the more. I'm somebody who believes in sort of giving, not to get back, but just to give value to people, to become valuable. And what goes around comes around. So it doesn't matter if it's comes back in from the same person you've helped or whatever, but the universe will tend to bring it back to you somehow in the future.
Absolutely. And the way that we look at the work that we do is, if we're helping business owners to build great businesses, then those business owners are going to need to hire individuals to help them run their businesses, which is going to be very impactful for their communities and their economy. And the opportunity, number one, for business owners to succeed, because small business is key to our markets,
Yeah.
and also key to employment.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I do things. If I can do something good for somebody, I don't expect anything back. And I know I'm happy just to know, for example, that you've helped a business grow, you've helped a community grow, you've made an impact on the human race, whatever it may be. At some point you made a difference. And to me, making a difference and leaving a legacy and having an impact is far more important than monetary return. Although obviously we all do business for business and for monetary return, but you don't have to. If I just see two people that should belong together, I put them together, and if I get something for it, I get something for it, and if I don't, the world gets something for it.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And if they don't have this connection, that is exactly what we had in mind. There are so many other connections that they might discover that you and I don't realize are going to be discovered. And if they don't get introduced, those opportunities can't be seized.
Yeah, definitely. And I think again, with those 200 clients of yours, I think a good way of entrepreneurs getting out of this situation at the moment is happening a lot with online, is to collaborate forward and collaborate out of this situation, because you can stop the rot, if you like, or you can pivot to do something online, or most businesses can do something online, even if they're a people business and they got people coming in, they can transfer their knowledge into online courses. They can, sell something, sell some brand. They can do something to just keep some revenue coming in until their main business returns.
Yes, and I think that COVID has sparked lots of really fantastic innovation and pivot, and the opportunity in our space to be connecting business owners to other business owners to share those ideas and to help one another as a support system and as an idea generating opportunity is just really powerful.
Yeah, definitely. And, I think the whole world was moving towards online anyway, but it was moving at a slow pace over decades, if you like, as some older people left the marketplace and retired and some newer people come. It's all shifting along, and everyone was sort of adapting. And then all of a sudden, during COVID, everyone sort of like picked the pace up and sort of flew straight into online. And there's so many different businesses. I think 15 of the top businesses in the world were all tech companies. And I think in the next 10, 15 years, it's going to be like 100. It's going to be like lots of tech giants born everywhere.
Yep. And we're finding with COVID is that lots of people have discovered that they like the online element and that there's a value to the online element. And so whatever the ultimate conclusion of this pandemic is, more than likely there is going to be a continued element of much more virtual than we ever saw before.
Oh yeah, definitely, and obviously you help people grow, if you like, in proportion, so that they don't become a bit freakish, like going to the gym and having strong arms but chicken legs, or vice versa, and obviously a big part of the catalyst, if you like, for growth and having to get everything else to grow in proportion is the sales and marketing. Because if you don't get that bit right, you don't get the growth, and therefore you don't have the growing pains. So how do you help people with that bit? Because that's the bit I'm interested in. I'm a sales and marketing consultant, mentor, coach. I've been in sales for over 32 years. I've been in marketing, running my own marketing agency for sort of over 8 years. So that's the bit I'm interested in. So tell us a little bit about how you help people in that area.
Yes, so we have an entire module on branding and growing your business, growing your brand and your business. And what we are focusing on is customer segmentation, looking at who your ideal customers are and who do you want to serve. And COVID, once again, has been a huge opportunity to re-examine that and to really focus on, how do you market to the customers that you want to serve? How do you identify what it is that you offer that they want and deliver that to them? And a simple example of that would be restaurant owners. So at least in the United States, what you've seen is that restaurant owners really needed to get tighter with their margins. They had enjoyed a long period of things going very well, and then COVID changed all of that with the shutdown. So when they transitioned to carry out, those that did, they were looking at what are our best sellers on our menu? What are the things that we can offer menu-wise that are most cost effective? So you're seeing scaled down menus in restaurants. And you're seeing restaurants that may have had no carry out or very minimal carry out, really making that a segmentation of their business now. So not only serving those individuals who prefer to dine on site, but also effectively in tandem serving those that still want to do carry out. And what are the offerings on those menus that you can do in an efficient way so that you're maximizing the number of opportunities that you can have each day in your business. So diners, maybe in-person diners not remaining in your business as long, and changing your practices around those kinds of things.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, you know, a lot of retail as well has gone online now, you know, so most of retail was moving online as well. You know, everyone else is sort of catching up then if they were straggling, if you like. And do you
That's
have
right,
any?
having an e-commerce portion of your business, whereas before you had a brick and mortar and the majority of your business was walking in your door.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, once
that,
again, great
yeah,
example of, but you know, how you market to those different audiences and how you brand your business has to be, um, you know, completely aligned with who it is that you want to patron your business.
yeah. Do you work with anyone on that? Because I just had somebody great on my networking event this morning, actually in the UK, 9 till 11. She's global. They actually build e-commerce sites for like basic entry level. I think it's like £30 a month. So they'll actually
Sure.
build the site and manage it, keep it up to date, and all of that. So it's a bit like Shopify, but it's aimed at you know, a lower price point. It's a fixed price per month, so no hidden costs or anything like Shopify can have. And I think a lot of people would have pivoted in the last lockdown or shutdown, as you call it, and actually switched to their online version. But some would have held on and thought, actually, I'm going to go back to the shop again, and it's opened back out. But in the UK, and it may well happen around the world as well, there may well be other shutdowns back and forth. This could be going on for a year or two or whatever. So whereas you might have been able to ride the storm for, you know, 1 3 month period or 4 month period or, you know, 6 months, you might not be able to do it for 2 or 3 or 4 of those periods over the next 2 years, and no one really knows how long this thing is going to last. So I think a big part of my strategy would be with working with existing clients would be as well, just to make sure they do have some online offering as well, you know?
Absolutely. If they can integrate that into their business offering, you know, with our guidance, and it's, you know, going to enhance their growth and their longevity, that then that's absolutely the direction in which, you know, we take them. And
Yeah.
once again, you're talking about strategic partners and individuals who specialize. We don't specialize. So we are always happy to connect with resources and understand what they can provide our business owners, so that when we have business owners with those specific needs, we have somebody that we've vetted that we know can provide them the type of assistance that they need, and to do so effectively.
Yeah, that's great. You remind me of a few good accountants and financial management firms in the UK that I meet, and the successful ones who are much more entrepreneurial than the very rigid just accountants. You know, so you're much more entrepreneurial accountants, where you're looking to work with your clients and make sure that if there's areas of specialty that you know they need, but it's not you, you still will work with other partners and introduce that, because you know it's part of that entrepreneurial need, if you like, and that entrepreneurial growth. And that's a very good thing that you do, because I've met a few people like that in the UK, but the vast majority of what we would call as accountants just do the bookkeeping and the numbers and stuff, and they don't do that entrepreneurial growth, introduction, and collaboration with specialists. So well done for doing that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we have an absolutely collaborative and team focused approach to helping every business owner that works with us. That's very important.
Yeah, yeah, good. And how do people get to know more about you and engage with you and all of that? You know, if they're in the US and I guess it's just the US that you deal with, is it, first of all?
No,
Oh,
we are happy to, now that we have the virtual opportunity available, that provides the chance to offer that program to people anywhere in the world. And they can contact me through my email address. They can look at our website for more information. So I'm happy to provide any information that you would like.
yeah, provide the web address and also give it to people now so that those listening or watching can also click on and check you out.
Absolutely. Thank you. So the web address is www.gerberemerging, GerberEmerging.com, GerberEmerging.com. And then to reach me directly, I am Alison, ALISON Forche, F as in Frank, ORC as in cat, HE, at GerberEmerging.com.
Okay, good. And the Alison Forche, is that a French origin surname?
Yes, I was lucky to inherit that by marrying my
Yeah.
husband. That's
Yeah.
my
So
married name.
so you're married to a suave Frenchman or an ex-French USA man?
Well, as far as I know, he's a USA man, but
Yeah.
obviously someone in his background came from France once upon a time. I don't know who that individual would be.
No. Okay. There we are. Yeah. So I guess he and maybe yourself like a glass of wine or two now and then.
Absolutely.
Who doesn't? Yeah. So and tell us a little bit about Ohio because it's not a part of the state you see or hear as much about as some others. So you know how is living in Ohio? Is it quite rural?
It's a mix of rural. We've got three major cities: Columbus, which is the capital, and Cleveland and Cincinnati, and a very, very strong entrepreneurial community. I feel very fortunate to live in Columbus, surrounded by amazing, great business owners. Really, our whole state, and with living in the Midwest, Columbus logistically is very well situated for big companies to move here very successfully. So we have a lot of companies headquartered in Columbus,
Yeah.
and it's typical weather. We have all four seasons. Some are liked better than others, depending on who you speak with.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a nice, affordable place to live, no matter where in Ohio you reside.
Yeah, okay. And I guess those less industrial areas of the past, if you like, is where all these big companies are going now because there's the space to put the big buildings that they need, you know, as these American corporate companies keep growing so big, you know, like a bit like what they're doing in Silicon Valley, but those, you know, the Facebooks and whatever of the world, as these new companies keep forming, they need to go to the what I would have thought was in the past the more rurally type areas because it's where the space for development is. You know,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can't sort of develop in places like New York and California and these sort of places much. So they're moving to some of the other states, you know, and putting big cities up. You know.
Well, and as I indicated, with the situation in Columbus with transportation and logistics, we're very well suited to receive companies and to provide them a great place to do business,
Yeah, yeah,
and
no,
lots
nice.
of jobs in our community, and like I said, we've got tremendous entrepreneurs here with lots of creation and innovation going on right in our city.
Yeah, yeah, good. And I think we met on LinkedIn, didn't we? Is that right?
Yeah, either LinkedIn or Facebook.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's usually the two I meet most people on, either LinkedIn or Facebook. But how are you finding that, all of that? Because I'm finding that it's like exploded, really. You know, people used to be on LinkedIn before, but now everyone's on it, and for long periods of time.
Absolutely, I totally agree. I was not someone who used Facebook very much before COVID. So I'm just learning Facebook and I don't have a frame of reference. But I have used LinkedIn for many, many years. And I agree, exploded is the only word to describe how much more traffic and how the increase in activity during this time.
Yes, brilliant. So it's always good advice for if there are any stragglers who haven't jumped onto LinkedIn. I think most of the world, the business world, has gone on there. But if there are any stragglers, then it is a great time to get on there, because like never before of like before you send a message to people and wait 3 days for it or whatever. But like now you get proper conversations and everyone's on there. I think because the COVID's a time to reflect as well, and a lot of businesses are actually thinking, okay, now is the time to partner with people, collaborate with people, do business, look at new opportunities. There's that sort of thoughtfulness and mindfulness of people to actually extend out from beyond what they were traditionally doing to seek new relationships and new opportunities. And all of that is a bit like, I think in business is a bit like the frontier, or the Wild West. People going out and staking claims again in new ways of doing things.
Yeah, I agree completely. And there is also a lot more access to information from people who have been in the LinkedIn space for a long time, offering advice and guidance about how to use LinkedIn. So I think that's great at this time that those who are newer are able to get on and find information to help guide them to use LinkedIn effectively.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's gone more personable as well, because it was just corporate before, but now because so many people are on it and for so long, and obviously because of the explosion of video as well, it's now more about authenticity. So it's about business, but it's about authentic business and not just polished corporate professional business, which is good. I come from a corporate world, but it lacks a bit of substance and a bit of personality.
Absolutely. I really equate LinkedIn to the business version of Facebook.
Yeah, I think that's what it's turned into now. I think before that it was more the CV version of business with a bit of networking on the side.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there we are. So I look forward to connecting with you on LinkedIn, and keeping an eye on your progress, because I think what you're doing is great. So I'll take more interest in that going forward as we're now connected. And I'm all about, like I say, I'll connect you with a couple of people, two opportunities I think initially that I can see would work with you. And as and when I meet new people that maybe need some entrepreneurial accounting done in the US, or there are people I think who can work with you in what you're doing and helping your clients to grow, then I can just keep sending them your way as and when I see fit. If you're willing to embrace those new contacts, which I see you are.
Absolutely. I appreciate the offer and I look forward to meeting anybody that you think would be great to have conversation with and
Yeah.
see how we can work together.
Yeah, and if any of your clients are entrepreneurs, or obviously they're all entrepreneurs mostly, I
Yeah.
guess, and if any of them want to especially target the UK, but actually I got contacts around the world, which I built up over the last 3 to 6 months. But before that, I had a lot around the UK anyway. So if any of those are looking to promote themselves to my community of entrepreneurs, which I'm more than happy to get them on my podcast and on my YouTube channel, and they can share their story and their message and all of that as well. So that's something which you can send back my way in return then.
Absolutely. I would be glad to do that.
Yeah. Okay. That's so there's a good start for, for me, it's about, offering people an opportunity to showcase what they do on my podcast, but also for me to build connection with them as well, so we can see how we can collaborate and build together forward, helping each other achieve our goals and dreams and wishes and whatever it is we're trying to achieve in the world.
That sounds great.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, then. Well, thank you very much for coming on my podcast and sharing, lots of useful information and tips and advice and just, a moment in time a snapshot of where you are against the backdrop of COVID. At some point in the future, I may well take some quotes from all of my content and turn it into a documentary of the COVID of business during the COVID times, if that's okay with you.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's, because I think COVID is going to be the equivalent of World War II, for the next 100 years. Yeah. And it's going to be a lot of history written about it, and it's going to be a lot of documentary and all of that. And actually, all my conversations with entrepreneurs would make a great documentary at some point about how businesses adapt during this time.
I think that would be great. And I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you today and to be introduced to your audience. And I hope that anyone in your audience who would like to know more about Gerber will please reach out. I would love to connect with you. I love meeting business owners and strategic partners and learning about what others do and how I can be of help.
Yeah, brilliant.
So thank you for that opportunity.
No problem. And keep sharing the good messages and the great information, and keep doing what you're doing. And like I say, I look forward to doing some more stuff with you as we grow forward.
That sounds terrific.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Okay. You have yourself a great day now. What time is it there now?
It is 3:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're in the Eastern time zone.
Okay, yeah, so it's not long left for you now. You're almost finished for the day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but I mean, if you look at 5 p.m. finish for a work day, yeah.
Yeah, do you get an early finish on a Friday occasionally? We get to go away a bit earlier?
It depends on what my personal workload is, but I'm very fortunate in the work that I do to have flexibility in scheduling. So I usually determine my scheduling around what's going to work for the people that I am privileged to spend time with that day.
Yeah, okay, yeah, good. Well, for me, it's about 9 o'clock at night now, and I've got another podcast at 9 o'clock, and then I've got a Zoom call at 10 o'clock. So for me, the day is long, but that's because I like to fill my day full of great connections and knowledge and information, and so I don't have to do podcasts and Zoom calls this time of the evening, but I enjoy doing them.
Well, I really appreciate the opportunity to be a part of what you do, and thank you for doing it in a time frame that is not traditional, so that you and I were able to have this conversation today.
Yes, brilliant. Okay then, and like I say, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great evening. Open up a bottle of wine and enjoy one, and have a nice weekend.
Thank you. You as well.
Okay, all the best then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right, and there's nothing else left to say now other than have a great day. I know I will. And thanks very much for listening. Cheers. Bye-bye.